And we're back on Let's Play Minecraft. We're standing right where... This is where this first slime spawned and attacked me, or suicided on me before. And I've tried mining it out a bit to try and... in the hopes of getting some more to spawn, but so far no luck. As I was mining out, I stumbled across this. Some diamonds, and also a creeper that I sniped out with my bow. But we are going to grab that because it is about time that we get an enchantment table and actually enchant the armor and tools that we're getting. Just enough. But I did bring a spare because I'm not really an idiot. And it looks like there's no more around. Yeah, none. Okay, and gonna grab this gold, and then I will show you something else that I found while exploring around in this cave, which I think I've explored about a quarter of, but it is absolutely huge. Like, it goes on a hell of a long way in that direction. It actually goes past where the mine shafts are and underneath them, and then back up and around, and even more in this direction as well. It's absolutely crazy. This is all under my city, which is a bit of a downer, but it also makes it more accessible. So I'm going to head off to the other location because I'm not exactly sure where it is. I kind of got lost, but we'll find it and I will be back. Okay, here we are. Took like 10 minutes to find it, going in and out of dead ends, and you might be thinking, okay, it's just more of the cave. But dramatic pause for effect. We found a dungeon, and I'd already been here, so I torched it up just to make sure that there were no more skeletons. Yes, spawning and killing me next time I came back here. But we can definitely use this for a mob spawner so that we can farm up some bones, arrows, and even some XP if we want to. And also more moss stone, which is always awesome. So I'm gonna grab that, but first let's check what's in the chest. Bucket, iron ingot, some bread. I think I ate that just on the way here anyway. And some string. Then more string. Cocoa beans, which you might be thinking that's the first time I'm actually getting cocoa beans, but since I'm on the new snapshot, cocoa beans actually grow on jungle trees. It's just the fact that you didn't see them was because they aren't yet supported in this texture pack, so they were just being invisible. So off camera, I did go back and I found a jungle that was like right by my house, or right by where the city is. It's not quite a city yet, but switched over to the default texture pack and then grabbed a few cocoa beans from there. So I actually do have 2 brown sheep, which I can get quite a bit of, which I can breed, obviously, but then also use them for the brown wool supply for all the fabric in the city. So I'm going to mine this up and then head back home, at which point we will make an enchantment table. So I will see you then. And we're back, safe and sound. Quite a few close calls, but we're alive, and that's all that matters. So I know in the chests around here I have all the ingredients. So grab the paper, and because this snapshot is just a preview of 1.3, that means we need leather to make books now. So if you're on the snapshot and you want to continue playing your world without having any of the jungle temples or emerald ores or anything like that, if you really don't mind too much about those, then make as many books now as you can because they get a lot harder to make after this update. So book there, diamonds there, and 1, 2, 3, 4, enchantment table. Yes. Okay, so, and we are going to need some new armor because that stuff's just crap now. Lost my boots, lost my helmet. It's been a rough couple of days. Okay, and kinda lied to you a bit because those weren't the first. Well, those were the first diamonds I found, but then I went and I explored the caves more, and we got 7 more just in reserve. So, well, that's some fancy pants right there. But I'm gonna hold on to them, just 'cause we can make more enchantment tables or anything else, more diamond pickaxes. But we don't have any use for them right now, 'cause just diamond pants isn't worth it. Got 50 moss stone from mining up the dungeon. About 90% of the floor was covered in it, so it was pretty much the best that you could expect. So I'm gonna quickly make some armor here. I've done quite a bit of work on something way over here, so we're going to sprint if we can maintain a sprint. And I'm gonna show you what I've started on the long haul, which it isn't much, but considering the size of it and just the fact that I've had to do so much with clearing land so far, which has been a pain, it's been it's a lot to me. And this is the bridge that I spoke about earlier. It's just something nice, simple. I tried to make it as detailed as possible too. If you look under here, you actually see there's a little fence post there acting as support. And I just went through the water pretty much making the entire bridge useless right there. But the cows seem to like it because they keep going back and forth on it. They can't make up their mind. Just over this ridge, I want to make like maybe like a huge statue here or something. Just because it's the only, or because it's the only thing that makes sense. Or maybe like an entrance to like a crypt or like Hall of Heroes type place. Sort of like the catacombs of the village. Alright, so as you can see, we have this area where it's dug down here, which doesn't go all the way along. This is the border for what it's going to be. And the next layer that's dug in is for circuitry, and then the next area that's dug in is for even more circuitry, which is going to happen. So, yeah, as you can see, that first dig in didn't go all the way along. And this is just an example of what I want to have at this point on the wall. To cover up these on the inside, I'm going to have wooden steps, seeing as how I have stone steps on the outside. And the reason that there's redstone here is, well, it doesn't have any use right now. But if another signal is sent to it, it actually, since it's from below, it actually turns this redstone torch off, which turns off these two redstone lamps, which look extremely cool in this texture pack. And this one's turned off, actually, yeah, I think it's all 3 of these, or it's just, I'm not entirely sure. But that's why I'm going to need so much moss stone and so much glowstone. And if you noticed in the chest earlier when I was grabbing the obsidian, I have gone back and got a hell of a lot of glowstone, and I've got quite a bit of redstone, so I should be able to make all the lamps. But the thing is, I also need, well, I don't think I'll need repeaters. I might, but repeaters and powered rail, because the reason that this is dug in so much is because I want to have a minecart that goes all the way along the perimeter, which is, and going over detector rails, which is what will send the signal to turn these lights off. So it'll go all, so the lights will, like 1 or 2 lights will be off, going all at the speed of the minecart, going all the way along, all the way around the perimeter, just in an endless loop. Because once you've started the minecart on the powered rails, as long as there's nothing that'll be there to stop it, it'll just keep going forever. And since I'm gonna have the floor over top of it, nothing will be able to stop it. And there's some dents here just because I'm gonna have to end up digging down even more for the minecart track and that. And this is just built one elevated, just so that there's the one space that mobs can't spawn in there. And the reason this, and we're back, and the circuit, obviously I don't have enough redstone to get like a decent chunk of it going yet, but I do have enough to just give you a little demo of how the lights are gonna end up looking. These four here on this side will stay lit up just because they aren't included in the demo circuit. So make sure you watch these 6 here on the far wall. Alright, and go. Alright, so it's going to go like that, except all the way around the entire long hall, which is absolutely huge. And just to get enough, the amount of redstone that I'll need just to do one of the long sides, like just one, so not the other side, not the front or the back, just one of these sides, it's going to take 264 pieces of redstone to get all the torches, all the little redstone spots there, all the repeaters, and all the trail. And it's obviously going to take me a hell of a lot of track, which means a little bit more redstone, not a whole lot. But to go down just the one side of the long hall here, it takes 60 redstone lamps and moss stone. And that's with taking breaks every 10 for a little 2-bit of spruce wood. Obviously, it's going to take a hell of a lot of materials just to get this thing even like too high, like not including the steps here, like just so that no mobs will come in. And I'm gonna have to figure out how I want the entrance to be done and then what I want to be done inside. I definitely want it to be sort of like a huge dining hall slash throne room, like all in one, and have statues inside, like huge statues of bears or something. I want to have the huge bear banner on the front hanging above the door, so the door's not going to be too tall, just so that the long hall isn't absolutely massive. Because I went into paint and I actually came up with a little sketch of how the bear banner should end up looking, and it's something around like 31 blocks high. So that just to put things in perspective of how big the banner is going to be, which means that the long hall has to be at least that high, and then plus the door, and then the roof as well, because the roof is going to be sort of angled up and angled down. It's going to go out and then from the front it's sort of going to go out in an angle like that, and then sort of curve up, and then come back down to meet the height of the rest of the roof at the very tip. So there's going to be a lot of wood used there, and it's going to be very complicated, and it's going to take a lot of stair blocks. It's going to take a lot of stair blocks alone just to get the little trim inside here. So this is going to be the huge project. The spire, as I said, it's going to be pretty big as well, but that's something that where it's just like basic, more about height than anything else. This I want to be the centerpiece. I want it to be as detailed as possible. I want it to look extremely nice from the outside and from the inside. And I think setting up a circuit to get the lights to go on and off like they did, just gonna do it one more time real quick. I think that'll wrap it up. That'll be the end for this episode. It's gonna be a bit short, but what can you do? Still got quite a bit accomplished, because circuitry isn't really that easy. It does get complicated at times, as you'll certainly see in the future. So if you like the video, give it a like, comment, subscribe, any of that. Love to see some support, and I think we'll close it out with lights doing a little wave. Woo! Till next time, see you around, guys.